So where we left off on the last series was that I was talking about these panels where I'm doing layers of iridescence. I'm going to try and get different camera angles to see if any of that will show up on camera. I just don't think it picks up. You're going to have to come see the paintings in person when I show them and when they're complete. Anyway, I did many layers of iridescent interference colors, rubbing them on, burnishing them, sanding them, and now they are ready to be taped. So I've been taping the edges, and I'll do layers of pouring medium. So let's go over to my pouring table and see what's going on there. So earlier today I poured a layer on this orange panel, and I'm excited about how that came out. It's coming out, and I'm really excited. I think it's just going to need one or two more layers before I'll be ready to paint on top of it. This one's still not ready for its next coat of pouring medium. There's a little bit of evaporation that needs to happen in that layer. And then what's funny is my friend came in and really liked this painting. She was really fascinated by it, and so does my husband. So even though I consider it just my experiment painting where I just try a bunch of things on, maybe I'm encouraged to potentially try and turn it into something. The only problem is it would be kind of a hassle to get all this junk off the side, the pouring medium. It's really, really firmly on there, and I wasn't so worried about taping the edges on this because it was just for experimentation. But what I think is fun is how thick the layer of pouring medium has become on there through all the years of me adding to it. And I think that makes for some interesting effects. You know, how I like to have these arcs float off of the ground, and they really are, I don't know, I'm gonna say at least 1/4 of an inch off of the ground, meaning the back of the panel, the paint on the back of the panel. So that's kind of cool. And then over here, these two were done with the art resin, and I did a video on the art resin, sort of a review on it, which I think is a great material. I was really happy with the ease of use and the non-toxicity of it. However, and this is just my personal opinion, I think it'll work for so many people, but for me, it's almost too perfect. So it has almost a soulless quality, and this is just really subtle stuff, only probably understandable by people who've been painting a really long time, but there are subtle variations in the texture and the surface of the pouring medium that you don't get in the art resin, that just doesn't work for my purposes. So I sanded it down. I don't know if you can see the scratches on it, and I'm putting acrylic marks on there, just still trying to explore and get to know this medium better and see if it can have a place in my process. And then same thing over here. This one was a painting that I thought would not become anything, and now I'm sort of trying to raise it from the dead. We will see what happens. There's some sanding on there, and then more layers of acrylic. Sanding on top of the art resin so that it can accept acrylic. You can't just paint the acrylic right on because it doesn't form a bond with it. So you have to sand it so you can create a mechanical adhesion rather than a molecular chemical adhesion. So we'll see how that goes, and I will keep you posted. Have a great weekend.